COVID-19 to date has taken the lives of 2,873 people, most inside China, while 104 deaths are outside of China. Countries like Australia and US reporting their first death, and the virus not coming from mainland China, but from Iran, where it has the second highest number of deaths after China.
The number of confirmed cases reported outside China is more than those reported inside China. For instance, yesterday, the number of confirmed cases was 1,160 outside China, 579 inside China.
The PNG government has put in several measures: 14 days clearance requirement from Asian ports, screening of all private aircrafts in Port Moresby before heading to other ports, and screening at shipping ports also. NDOH giving its recommendation to the National Executive Council for it to act upon to heighten its preventive measures.
Information paper that will go to NEC, it'll be like giving this information so that our government then makes its decision about the next step forward. How do we escalate all those areas that we need to take where they make that decision? And like I said, the steering committee, the ministerial steering committee, will have party to this information paper, so they understand from the technical point of view what the advice we are giving, and they make appropriate decisions for us to deal with the challenges that are coming in. And what we are seeing of what other countries are doing, so that can also be given in terms of information, and our governments make the necessary decisions, because these decisions are huge decisions. Many of them will affect, the economy and a lot of other areas, and so they make those calls, and when they do, we will execute them.
To date, 3.3 million kina of internal funds have been used in putting measures in place. Development partners giving personal protection equipment also.
Coronavirus is just one of a range of diseases that need appropriate preparation and response.
10 million kina has been released. Another task is there on where the money should be used. Acting Secretary Dr. Paison Dakulala stating it may go to upscaling provincial government preparedness.
From the WHO representative that we need to put in place all those things that are needed for us to be able to respond should a case do come in, and I would already, you would know that we have been working on that. There's places identified already, and that scale up has been done to enable us to care for our patients should they come in. And not only that, but we've also been working with the budget that's given for us to set in place the quarantine mechanism to enable us to deal with those who are suspect that need to be quarantined. And so that work is ongoing. Now, having said that, this work is not just in the National Capital District or Port Moresby alone, but it is scaling up also in the provinces.
His comment comes as the Health Minister released a statement last week asking governors not to turn away any cruise liners. Dr. Dakulala, when queried on this, responded that NEC will have a final say on whether PNG should continue to allow cruise liners to dock.
Give the advice, but at this point in time, let me leave it that way, because there are a lot of different thinkings, and as I said, the scale up or the way the outbreak, the dynamics of it is changing, and so we need to sort of analyze with our team, get the right sort of appropriate advice from WHO and others, and then we make our own informed advice, and then we give it to our ministers and our leaders, and they make the final decision on that.
An emergency NEC meeting is expected to take place this Wednesday. After NEC meets, Dr. Dakulala says we would know the next step of action in place. Meanwhile, the National Department of Health surveillance team has to date taken 7 samples, in which all have been recorded negative. Adelaide Sirks, Kari National, MTV News.